Off the record, the biggest bully on the planet, Putin, owns 700 cars, 58 planes, including helicopters, and a $1.4 billion mansion complete with its own ice hockey rink, casino, nightclub, and amphitheater, all on a modest salary of $140K. What? The Sultan of Brunei has thrown what is considered the most expensive birthday celebration in history, which spanned 2 weeks and was packed with royalties, celebrities, and more. Then there's the Republican baby who owns a $1.5 million beast of a vehicle loaded with every weapon you can imagine. Shotguns, grenade launchers, you name it. Being a leader clearly comes with some fascinating perks. Here's how some of the richest leaders spend their fortune. Vladimir Putin. As of August 2024, Elon Musk has been declared the richest man on the planet. Now, Elon Musk may be the world's richest man publicly, but he is under no illusion that he actually holds that title because, hear me out, most of the people you see on the Forbes billionaire list, like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, didn't exactly choose to be there. Their wealth is mostly tied up in public companies, so it's ridiculously easy to estimate how much they're worth. And let's be real, most of these billionaires made their money just in the past few decades. But what about those families who've been building wealth for centuries? Banking dynasties, industrialists, royal families, they've been stacking up cash long before Forbes was even a thing. Are we really supposed to believe that no one out there has more generational wealth than Elon Musk? Here's the thing. People with real old money, like serious old money, don't want the world to know how rich they are. If you've got a fortune that can be taxed, seized, or splashed all over the news, why would you show it off? Especially if you made your money through some shady or controversial means, like banking fraud or ruling a country with an iron fist. Which brings us to Vladimir Putin. This guy has been in charge of the largest country on the planet for 18 years, and he's got Russian oligarchs, multi-billionaires themselves, jumping at his every command. If they don't, they risk losing everything, getting thrown in prison or worse. Putin runs one of the most corrupt governments in the world, but on paper his wealth looks like that of a modest civil servant living on a humble salary. According to the Kremlin, Vladimir Putin supposedly makes around $140,000 a year. By presidential standards, that's not much. His public assets, just 2 small apartments in Russia, a trailer worth $800, and 3 modest cars. On paper, Putin looks like a humble, selfless leader, so much so that it's almost impossible to believe he could be corrupt. When asked about his real wealth, Putin's go-to response is always, "I am the wealthiest man not just in Europe but in the whole world. I collect emotions. I am wealthy in that the people of Russia have twice entrusted me with the leadership of a great nation such as Russia. I believe that is my greatest wealth." Sounds pretty noble, right? But over the years, reports have surfaced suggesting that Putin isn't just rich, he's filthy rich. Most estimates put his net worth at around $285 billion, which is a cool $20 billion more than Elon Musk. And what has that $285 billion bought him? Off the record, at least 700 cars, 58 planes including helicopters, and a $1.4 billion mansion complete with its own ice hockey rink, casino, nightclub, and amphitheater. Just one toilet brush in that mansion reportedly cost $850. And let's not forget his insanely expensive watch collection, with one watch alone costing $500,000. In just 2 decades, Vladimir Putin has gone from being a low-level civil servant to potentially the richest man in the world, and no one knows for sure how he did it. Hassan al-Bolkiah. Meet Hassan al-Bolkiah, better known as the Sultan of Brunei. As the ruler of this tiny, often overlooked country in Southeast Asia, he commands a nation small in size but enormous in wealth. Don't be deceived by Brunei's modest footprint. This is one of the richest countries in the world, and the Sultan himself ranks among the planet's wealthiest individuals, having once held the title of the richest man on earth. Unlike most billionaires who prefer to keep their fortunes under wraps, the Sultan is in a league of his own when it comes to extravagant spending. When he hit 50 in 1996, he decided to show the world just how deep his pockets go by throwing what is still considered the most expensive birthday party in history. And when I say over the top, I mean way beyond that. He turned his birthday into a 2-week-long celebration that took over the entire nation. And because nothing says I've arrived like building an entire stadium for your party, he did just that, inviting the most powerful people from across the globe to join him. Politicians, royals, celebrities, they all showed up for the Sultan's legendary bash. Even Prince Charles popped by to see what kind of spectacle the Sultan would put on. The grand finale, a massive party attended by 60,000 people, capped off with a performance by none other than Michael Jackson. That's right, the Sultan paid the King of Pop $17 million to perform 3 live shows for his guests and the people of Brunei. He basically turned his 50th birthday into a nationwide event that folks would be talking about for years. After the concerts, he hosted a lavish dinner for 3,000 of his closest friends, featuring top-notch champagne, caviar, and yet another private show by Michael Jackson. And if that wasn't enough, the VIP guests left with a real gold medal as a party favor. When it was all said and done, the Sultan dropped a cool $27 million on this birthday blowout. For someone who already owns 600 Rolls-Royces, 450 Ferraris, and 380 Bentleys, $27 million is most definitely a drop in the bucket. The Sultan didn't think twice about spending that kind of money on a party. Matter of fact, he sees it as his right, maybe even his duty, to spend like this. Now I've got a question for you guys. Mohammed bin Salman. Is 1.47% a lot? Well, it depends on what it's a percentage of. In this case, it's 1.47% of the Saudi royal family's enormous wealth. With a jaw-dropping $1.7 trillion in total, 1.47% is definitely not a small amount, and that's how much the Crown Prince controls. When you compare that $1.7 trillion to Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's $25 billion net worth, it might seem like just a tiny fraction. But when you look at his lifestyle, the reality is quite different. One way he spends his fortune is by partying. Yes, the billionaire son of King Salman loves to groove. What better way is there to flaunt your wealth than by throwing a party? In 2015, right after ordering a military intervention in Yemen, Mohammed bin Salman decided that the stress of conflict needed a lavish escape. So he threw an opulent party, not in his backyard, although the royal palace in Riyadh has more than enough space. Instead, MBS opted for a more secluded spot, the Maldives. The prince reserved an entire island with 43 ultra-luxurious villas for a 2-week all-inclusive vacation, entirely financed by him. Among the star-studded guests were Pitbull, Shakira, Rihanna, and Jennifer Lopez. The exclusive bash cost the prince $8 million in total, a relatively small price compared to his other extravagant purchases. I bet you're itching to hear what those purchases are. The Crown Prince loves cars, and he isn't interested in just any car. He prefers his cars colored gold. This kind of makes his garage look like a scene from a rap video. The combined price of all the vehicles in his collection is around $30 million. That might sound a bit underwhelming, but considering his roster, it's not surprising. He owns just one golden Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, worth $7.5 million, a golden Rolls-Royce Phantom Coupe, valued at $8 million, and a golden Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport, worth $12.5 million. So, the rest of his garage is filled with cars that cost less than $1 million each. The poor fellow only has 18 other cars, each priced between $80,000 and $400,000. Boo-hoo! Then there is this place. Seriously, is having one ultra-luxurious palace not enough for a great life? It should be, right? Maybe when I've got $25 billion in the bank and I'm set to control almost $2 trillion, that answer would be easier. In any case, this place, Chateau Louis XIV, named after the Sun King of France, is one of the most expensive homes in the world, with a price tag of $300 million. With its over-the-top decor, you might think MBS snagged a deal. The interior is a nod to the grandeur of 17th century French royalty, featuring golden accents on the ceilings and walls and priceless artworks throughout. The chateau also includes a private cinema, a deluxe swimming pool, and a slew of other luxurious amenities that most people can only dream of. Donald Trump. Ah yes, Donald Trump, the controversial former president. Remember just a few weeks ago when that kid, Thomas Matthew, nearly took a swing at him to settle the score on who had the bigger T in their name? We saw this dude strike this pose for an iconic photo afterward. What a guy. Trump is a pretty popular figure. He is so popular that some guys from the show American Chopper gifted him this 24-carat masterpiece. With this much gold though, it's got to be worth at least $50K. But that's a small change for Trump if he had to pay for it. Just one of his watches, the Rolex Day Dating Gold, cost $15,000. He also has the same watch that Drake and the late Queen of England wore, a Patek Philippe Ellipse worth $24,000. His most expensive watch, though, is the Rolex Ice Blue Platinum, a gift from Steve Will Do It. This watch isn't even sold in stores and was custom made, so it's worth $109,000, pushing his total watch collection to $200,000. But that's just pocket change for him. That's why he's dropped millions on his car collection. While most kids get a beat-up hand-me-down for their first car, Trump's first ride was a 1956 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud. He loved it so much that years later he had Rolls-Royce make an exact replica just for him. It only set him back $35,000. But of course Trump can't be seen driving a cheap car, so he upgraded to a $300,000 Rolls-Royce Phantom. However, his most expensive car by far is the Trump limo, and it's not just any limo, it's a fortress on wheels. As soon as he became president, Trump didn't hold back on security. If someone tries to mess with him in that limo, the door handles can literally electrocute them. This ride is bomb-proof, bulletproof, and can even stop chemical attacks. And of course, it's equipped with every weapon you can imagine. Shotguns, grenade launchers, you name it. To top it all off, Trump added gold accents wherever he could, turning this car, or rather this tank, into a $1.5 million beast. Show off. But the rich and famous don't always love to show off their wealth like Trump here. Some like to keep their lifestyle low-key. Guess who? Kim Jong-un. If you guessed Kim Jong-un, you're correct. Kim Jong-un, the not-so-popular billionaire dictator of North Korea, also happens to be the youngest leader on the global stage. Born into extraordinary wealth, Kim Jong-un enjoys a life of luxury and privilege. With a collection of the finest luxury cars and designer clothes, he's carved out a reputation as one of the world's wealthiest dictators, indulging in everything from private island getaways to grand palaces. So, how did Kim Jong-un rack up his billions? A big chunk of it comes from his family's control over North Korea's vast mineral and natural resources. He's also got a hefty portfolio of international investments, including luxury properties in Singapore and real estate in Hong Kong. But a lot of his wealth is thanks to his iron grip on North Korea's economy. As North Korea's supreme leader and chairman of the Workers' Party of Korea, Kim Jong-un is the third-generation ruler of the Kim dynasty, taking over in 2011. Born on January 8, 1984 in North Korea, he's the son of former leader Kim Jong-il and the grandson of Kim Il-sung, the country's founding leader. Kim Jong-un has built a reputation as a powerful yet unpredictable leader, determined to modernize North Korea's military, while keeping a tight leash on the country. With an estimated net worth of around $5 billion, mostly from his family's business empire, he's certainly got the means to back it up. In 2018, Forbes ranked him as the 36th most powerful person in the world. It's believed Kim Jong-un uses his wealth to maintain his lavish lifestyle, support state patronage, and keep North Korea's ruling elite loyal. His love for luxury is no secret, with yachts, private jets, and expensive cars topping his list of must-haves. He often travels to luxury spots like Switzerland, usually with a convoy of armored limos, helicopters, and private jets in tow. To keep his top generals happy and loyal, Kim Jong-un showers them with luxury goods such as iPhones, MacBooks, McDonald's, expensive cars, and even modern weapons. And when it comes to homes, he doesn't do things halfway. The guy reportedly owns not one, not five, but 17 palaces across North Korea. These places are decked out with the latest security tech, secret tunnels and elevators. Inside, they're dripping with luxury, from antiques and art to expensive furniture and even private cinemas. Kim Jong-un doesn't stop at mega mansions. The indulgent leader reportedly owns an entire island, complete with a luxury resort near Wonsan, where he enjoys the finest alcohol and food. Aerial photos reveal that this island features a private airstrip and a yacht with water slides, jet skis, and motorboats. When he's not at his island retreat, Kim Jong-un is known to visit the tropical island of Raisin for some R&R or the Wonsan beach area for a swim. But it's not just islands and beaches. One of the most lavish signs of Kim Jong-un's immense wealth is his frequent use of private jets. It's said that he has access to a fleet of aircraft, allowing him to travel in comfort and complete privacy. These private jets come in various sizes, from small prop planes to large luxury jets. Just like his taste in food, his jets are decked out with plush seating, TVs, minibars, and top-of-the-line security features, including advanced encryption and surveillance technology. King Salman. The House of Saud is hands down the wealthiest family in the world, with a staggering net worth of almost $2 trillion. Now, you might assume that every family member is living like royalty, but when you've got 15,000 relatives, that fortune doesn't exactly get shared evenly. King Salman, though, he's got the lion's share of this massive fortune. With a net worth estimated at around $18 billion, it's safe to say he's not hurting for cash. Not bad for being the 25th son of the former king, right? Climbing the ranks to become one of the world's richest wasn't exactly a struggle for him. Salman was born on December 31st, 1935, just 3 years after Saudi Arabia struck oil. By the time he came into the world, his father, King Abdulaziz, was already living it up in a palace with running water, lush gardens, and electricity, the only place in Saudi Arabia with that luxury at the time. Fast forward to 2015, Salman takes the throne after the passing of his half-brother, King Abdullah. Once in power, he launched some of the biggest reforms in Saudi history, making the family's fortune skyrocket. Now they're sitting on an estimated $2 trillion. Imagine what life would be like if you had just a tiny slice of that pie. We might not know, but here's a peek into how King Salman splurges. His 2017 trip to Tokyo was legendary. Along with stops in Moscow and Indonesia, he had some serious diplomatic business in Japan. And of course, he made sure it was an unforgettable visit. The king showed up with an entourage of 1,000 people, treating them to all the luxury they could handle. He ordered 500 limousines and booked over 1,200 ultra-luxurious rooms to keep everyone living the high life. The car companies even had to scramble to find find 300 more vehicles from around the country just to meet his demands. When he arrived in Indonesia, it was like nothing anyone had ever seen. After the Saudi royal family's Boeing 747 landed, King Salman didn't bother with the stairs. He made his entrance on his own personal golden escalator. He was surrounded by a sea of assistants, diplomats, and the Saudi royal guard. And let's not forget the size of his entourage, about 1,500 people, including 25 princes and 10 ministers. Plus, they brought along a whopping 500 tons of luggage. Even the wealthiest leaders usually keep things more low-key when they travel, preferring to stay mobile and cut costs. But that's not how Salman rolls. That's peasant stuff. The next man on this list is worth half as much as Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and 20 times as much as Oprah Winfrey and Donald Trump. Michael Bloomberg. With this kind of money, he spends as he sees fit. Bloomberg has a taste for prime real estate. His primary residence is a townhouse on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, a historic 5-story mansion that he purchased in the 1980s and has since expanded by buying adjacent properties. In the Hamptons, he owns a sprawling estate that perfectly captures the understated luxury of the region. He also has a home in London's upscale Chelsea neighborhood and a stunning estate in Bermuda, where he escapes for some privacy and island relaxation. Bloomberg's hectic schedule demands quick and efficient travel, so it's no surprise he owns several private jets and helicopters. One of his favored modes of transport is his Augusta Westland AW-109 helicopter, which he often uses to commute between his various properties. For longer distances, he's known to fly in his Gulfstream G650, one of the fastest and most luxurious private jets. In recent years, Bloomberg has spent billions buying goodwill, silencing criticism, and shaping policy in democratic circles, creating an empire of influence. His presidential campaign alone shelled out over $400 million on ads. He treated his staff to perks that rivaled those at Google, with salaries nearly double those of other campaigns, plus free meals, booze, iPhone 11s, and furnished apartments on Manhattan's Upper East Side. Despite all this, he dropped out of the 2020 presidential race, and Trump made sure to mock him for it. Bloomberg, however, is one of the richest people in American history to run for president, and his campaign spending barely dented his massive fortune. Next up is Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan is the richest Arab sheikh in the world, boasting a net worth of $40 billion. He owns a mega yacht and the Manchester City Football Club. When you're one of the wealthiest people on the planet, you can make your wildest dreams come true. So how does Sheikh Mansour spend his money? Well, Sheikh Mansour is an Emirati politician, serving as the Deputy Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates. He's also a billionaire and a member of the ruling family of Abu Dhabi. His vast fortune primarily comes from his successful international petroleum investment company. With such immense wealth, Mansour can afford to indulge in what I call big boy toys on a grand scale. In 2008, he bought Manchester City Football Club for €200 million through his Abu Dhabi United Group. But that wasn't even his priciest purchase. A few years back, Sheikh Mansour splurged on a mega yacht called the Topaz, nearly $500 million. The Topaz is the 5th largest super yacht in the world, featuring 8 floors, 2 helipads, 3 swimming pools, a gym, a jacuzzi, and even a cinema. Sheikh Mansour loves hosting parties on his yacht, and sometimes celebrities like Leonardo DiCaprio join in. The press often mentions the close friendship between the Hollywood star and the world's richest sheikh. When you're one of the wealthiest people alive, everyone wants to be your friend. But Sheikh Mansour's love for luxury doesn't stop at yachts. He's also a huge fan of expensive cars. In 2005, he bought a 5% stake in Ferrari with the goal of bringing Formula One to the United Arab Emirates. His car collection is nothing short of incredible, featuring a Mercedes SLR McLaren, a Lamborghini Reventon, and 5 Bugatti Veyrons. As a member of the Abu Dhabi royal family, Sheikh Mansour also has his own grand palace in the city. He owns a villa in southwest Spain and the Emirates Palace Hotel, which is often described as the best hotel in the world and the only true 7-star hotel. The Emirates Palace boasts 394 rooms and 22 residential suites, most of which are adorned with gold and marble. Sheikh Mansour has personally amassed a net worth of over $30 billion. However, his family's wealth, passed down through generations, has left him with access to nearly $1 trillion. Despite this, you won't find his name on Forbes' list. Mansour has invested in various companies, including Virgin Galactic and Sky News Arabia. He also owns a stake in the Major League Soccer team New York City FC. With such an extensive array of financial resources, Sheikh Mansour continues to indulge in the luxuries that come with being a billionaire, as evidenced by his impressive collection of high-end items. Another royalty who enjoys as much luxury as Sheikh Mansour is Prince Al-Walid bin Talal Al Saud. Prince Al-Walid bin Talal Al Saud, often dubbed the Warren Buffett of the Middle East, is as famous for his extravagant lifestyle as he is for his immense wealth. As a Saudi billionaire, businessman, and member of the Saudi royal family, he doesn't hold back when it comes to flaunting his riches, whether through luxurious possessions or over-the-top experiences. One of the standout gems in Prince Al Walid's collection is his stunning palace in Riyadh, known as the Kingdom Palace. This opulent estate reportedly covers over 400,000 square feet and boasts 317 rooms, each lavishly adorned with gold and marble. The palace is the epitome of luxury, featuring multiple swimming pools, a private cinema, and an array of state-of-the-art amenities. But the prince's love for luxury isn't confined to just the land. He takes his taste for the finer things to the skies with an impressive fleet of private jets. Among them is a customized Boeing 747-400, complete with 2 luxurious bedrooms, a dining room, and even a throne right in the middle of the plane. He also owns a Hawker Siddeley 125 and an Airbus A321. At one point, there were even rumors that he was eyeing an Airbus A380, the world's largest passenger airliner, for personal use, planning to deck it out with a Turkish bath, a concert hall, and a garage for his Rolls-Royce. However, that sale never went through. On the water, Prince Al Walid owns the 281-foot super yacht Kingdom 5 KR. This yacht, once owned by the late billionaire Adnan Khashoggi, comes with a helicopter pad, a movie theater, and several luxury suites. And when it comes to cars, Prince Al Walid's collection is nothing short of legendary. He owns an array of high-end vehicles, including multiple Rolls-Royces, Ferraris, and Lamborghinis. One of the most jaw-dropping pieces in his collection is a diamond-encrusted Mercedes-Benz SL 600, reportedly worth $48 million. Despite his lavish lifestyle, Prince Al Walid is also well known for his philanthropy. Through his Al Walid philanthropies, he's pledged to donate a significant portion of his wealth to charity. His investments are spread across various sectors, including real estate, media, and technology, with stakes in companies like Twitter, Citigroup, and Four Seasons Hotels and Resorts. Prince Al Walid has made headlines more than once for his extravagant purchases and bold moves. Whether it's buying the entire Carlton Hotel in Cannes during the 1990s or renting out Disneyland Paris for 3 days to celebrate his nephew's graduation, he's known for his love of the exclusive and the rare, including collecting paintings and historical manuscripts. Being royalty definitely has its perks, and the next person on our list, King Maha Vajiralongkorn of Thailand, is a prime example of that. The King of Thailand. Vajiralongkorn lives the high life with some seriously stunning residences. His main home is the Dusit Palace in Bangkok, but he also spends a lot of time at the Grand Palace, the traditional heart of the Thai monarchy. These places are decked out in gold, elaborate artwork, and all the luxury you'd expect from a king. But while he's the King of Thailand, his heart seems to lie in Europe, particularly Germany. He has a gorgeous Bavarian villa where he often escapes for a more laid-back lifestyle. Over there, he's known to chill in casual wear, which is a far cry from his regal attire back in Thailand. When Vajiralongkorn travels, he does so in style, flying around in his customized Boeing 737, fit for royalty. His entourage is massive, with security and aides always by his side to keep things running smoothly. His personal life is just as colorful. He's been married several times, with each relationship stirring up plenty of buzz. His current wife, Queen Suthida, was once a flight attendant whom he promoted to general in the Royal Thai Army before they got married. His choices and relationships often spark intrigue and surprise, making headlines for all the right reasons. And then there's his fashion sense. In Germany, you might spot him in crop tops and shorts, which contrast sharply with the traditional elaborate outfits he wears for official events in Thailand. Well, that's a wrap. Enjoyed the video? Check out these other ones on your screen. Thanks for watching.